The Australian Open has always been a tournament of surprises, drama, and defining moments. And the 2026 edition is shaping up to be no different. From powerhouse top seeds expected to dominate the draw, to dangerous unseeded players capable of early upsets, and major names forced to withdraw before the first ball is even struck, the storylines are already stacking up in Melbourne. Today on Aces Uncovered, we're breaking down everything you need to know about the 2026 Australian Open field, who the seeds are, which players enter as unseeded wildcards or qualifiers, and which stars have already withdrawn, changing the balance of the tournament before it even begins. Let's dive straight into it. At the top of the men's draw, the seeds reflect both youthful dominance and veteran resilience. Carlos Alcaraz, #1 seed. Carlos Alcaraz enters the 2026 Australian Open as the top seed, carrying the expectations of being the most explosive and complete player on tour. His speed, power, and relentless intensity make him the man everyone wants to avoid early in the draw. Being the #1 seed ensures Alcaraz won't face another top contender until the final, but history tells us that pressure at Melbourne Park can be unforgiving. Right behind him is Jannik Sinner, the calm assassin from Italy. Sinner's rise has been built on consistency, discipline, and ruthless baseline efficiency. As the second seed, he's projected to meet Alcaraz only in the final, a matchup fans are already dreaming about. Alexander Zverev, #3. Alexander Zverev comes in as the third seed, continuing his comeback story after past injuries. His serve remains one of the most dangerous weapons in the game, and if his confidence holds, Zverev is a genuine title threat. Perhaps the most intriguing seed of all, Novak Djokovic, now seeded 4th. Despite his age, Djokovic's history at the Australian Open makes him one of the most feared players in the draw. Being outside the top 3 means he could face Alcaraz or Sinner as early as the semifinals, which instantly raises the stakes. Rounding out the top 5 is Felix Auger-Aliassime, whose athleticism and shot-making give him the ability to trouble anyone on hard courts. The question remains consistency, but when he's on, he's lethal. On the women's side, the draw is stacked with power, depth, and unpredictability. Aryna Sabalenka, #1 seed. The reigning force of women's tennis, Aryna Sabalenka, comes in as the top seed. Her raw power and aggressive mindset have turned Melbourne into one of her most successful hunting grounds. As the #1 seed, she carries both advantage and expectation. Seed close behind is Iga Swiatek, whose tactical brilliance and relentless consistency make her a nightmare matchup. While hard courts aren't her most dominant surface historically, her evolution has made her a serious title contender everywhere. At just 21, Coco Gauff enters as the 3rd seed, representing the next generation fully stepping into the spotlight. Her defensive skills, athleticism, and growing confidence put her firmly among the favorites. Seed 1 of the more fascinating stories, Amanda Anisimova enters as a top 4 seed after rediscovering form and belief. Her clean ball striking makes her incredibly dangerous, especially in fast conditions. Completing the top 5 is Elena Rybakina, whose serve and flat ground strokes thrive on Australian hard courts. When healthy, she's capable of dismantling even the top seeds. While the draw is loaded with talent, several notable names will not compete in singles, reshaping sections of the bracket. British rising star Jack Draper has withdrawn from singles competition due to injury. His absence removes a dangerous early-round threat who could have caused serious problems for seeded players. One of the most explosive young talents on tour, Holger Rune, is missing the tournament while recovering from an Achilles injury. His withdrawal leaves a noticeable gap in the aggressive baseline department. Australian favorite Nick Kyrgios will not compete in singles at his home Grand Slam. While he may still appear in doubles, Fans hoping for a deep singles run won't see him this year. French player Lois Boisson has also withdrawn due to injury, continuing a trend of physical setbacks, interrupting momentum. Several players are missing the singles draw due to maternity leave, injury, or protected ranking considerations, including Ons Jabeur, whose absence is felt deeply given her popularity and creativity on court. The 2026 Australian Open draw is balanced on a knife's edge. Top seeds are protected but under pressure. Veterans like Djokovic lurk with experience. Young stars are ready to seize the moment. Unseeded players pose early round landmines. Withdrawals open up unexpected paths deep into the draw. This is exactly the kind of setup that produces shock eliminations, breakout performances, and new rivalries. As the first Grand Slam of the year approaches, one thing is clear. The Australian Open 2026 is wide open. With powerhouse seeds leading the charge, major names missing from the draw, and a deep pool of unseeded threats waiting to strike, Melbourne is once again set to deliver drama, intensity, and unforgettable tennis. And here on Aces Uncovered, we'll be following every twist, every upset, and every breakthrough moment.